Welcome back from Mentor English. Today, the topic is some psychological problem faced by students and teachers during the teaching learning process in second foreign language learning. Myself, motivational speaker, leadership, business coach, master trainer, language trainer, vlogger, novelist, Professor M. Raza. So let's get started the topic. Let's do it. The effective instructions in a foreign language implies a good knowledge of the laws of the psychology of thought and speech together with the ability to apply these laws in practice. A very important aspect in learning a foreign language is the practical speech activity, listening, reading, speaking, writing without using the native language or translation. However, the learning of speech should be preceded by a conscious analysis of various linguistic facts. The teacher should make every effort to develop in his pupils the ability to think in the foreign language and a feeling for the language studied. The language learning should start with oral speech and then pass on to the written speech, and it's necessary to teach not so much the respective and reproductive as the productive use of language. For the teaching of foreign language in schools, a particularly important role belong to the psychology of teaching a foreign language. It tells us, for example, the learning takes place when it is related to the needs and experience of the learner. The gradation and sequence of the language items are important. The material should go from the noun to the unknown and from the simple to the more difficult. Many repetitions are needed to develop habits. The learning of any skill take place in proportion to practice in that skill. The repetition should be spaced and increasingly longer intervals. The immediate correction of an error is important. Knowledge that a response is correct leads to the learning of that response. The learning is favored. The learning is favored when meaningful association is established between sound and concepts and cultural or social situation. The understanding of the place and function of separate elements promotes learning. The learning should therefore be given insight into the place and function of various language items in skills involved in broad communication activities. Mastery of language. Wherever Dear students, these are the small subtopics which are interlinked to the main or major topic. So don't you worry about that. You have to scrutinize and you have to substitute it according to your question or according to your assignment. Mastery of language. Wherever a person work and whatever he does, his activity can be productive or effective only if it has a scientific basis. The language teacher must rely in his scientific basis. The language teacher must rely in his activity also on pedagogical uh, sciences, including the psychology of teaching foreign languages. Learning of the foreign language is a phenomena most closely linked with the reasoning activity of man, but the mastery of the language forms an organic unity with reasoning and is closely linked with it. The foreign language teacher must know and thoroughly understand the psychological properties both of language itself and of speech as a way of using language in practice. when mastering a language, student master its phonetics, vocabulary, and grammar. That is very much important and a keynote of the complete lecture. A student masters its phonetic, vocabulary, and grammar. So it's absolutely necessary for a teacher to know what psychological laws affect these three basic aspect of language. And, point 2.2 Point 2.2 Phonetics. The mastery of phonetics of a foreign language requires from students acute oral and functional sensitivity, which is the basic for distinguishing the characters, sounds, phonemes of a foreign language. The student must learn to recognize accurately to sounds of a foreign language by ear and to reproduce them correctly. Psychology says that both oral and functional sensitivity are perfected by long training. The teacher of a foreign language must skillfully recognize the difficulties which people meet and which are connected with the simulation of phonetic peculiarities peculiarities. Some students are distinguished from the outset by poor oral sensitivity and are therefore unable to catch the subtle differences between the sound of the native language and of the foreign language, and also between similar sounds in the foreign language itself. It is quite wrong to consider such students incapable of assimilating the phonetic systems of language studied. On the contrary, they should be specially trained in the perception of sound, since training is always accompanied by an increase of sensitivity. Other students well able to catch phonetic distinctions by ear have extraordinary difficulty in reproducing sound correctly. For example, they have a bad and incorrect pronunciation. In such a case, too, one must not consider the pupils incapable of assimilating phonetics, knowing that functional sensitivity also requires training, and the teacher must more frequently encourage such students to practice the pronunciation of individual sounds and the whole word and sentences. Point 2.3 point vocabulary. The direct link between the vocabulary of a foreign language and the thought process of students is most important. Usually the teachers of a foreign language reduce the semantic aspect of a word to what is called its contextual meaning, confining themselves to its translation. Psychology helps the teachers to understand that the meaning of a word is not the same thing as the category of reasoning with which the word is connected. What corresponds to a word in a person's reasoning is a concept which is expressed by the word. The concept and meaning of a word are closely linked, but they are not the same thing. So, to bring to the students' attentions only the contextual meaning of words is to leave them in almost total ignorance of the concept which is actually expressed by a word in a foreign language. In order to successfully reveal to the students the semantic of foreign words, the teacher must have a good knowledge of the psychological characteristics of the process of forming concepts of the different kinds of internal relations between concepts, etc. For instance, when stating that the English word clash has four meaning: to make loud noise by striking, to meet and fight, to occur at the same time, To be in disagreement, the teacher must try to convey a concept corresponding to this word, which can be explained as striking of one thing against another. If he does not get students to understand the concept expressed by the words of a foreign language, the teacher will find his pupil confusing the meaning of individual words and using them wrongly. For example, sink instead of drawn, see instead of look, season instead of weather, etc. Point 2.4 point grammar. The teaching of grammar also requires the use of psychology. From a psychological point of view, it is important to distinguish between knowledge of grammatical rules and the practical skills involved in using appropriate grammatical constructions in speech or writing. The first will always be conscious, while the second requires an automatic reaction accompanied the formation of a feeling of a foreign language. The teacher of a foreign language must have a clear impression of the interrelation between knowledge, acquired abilities, and habits, despite the psychological fact that habits are only formed by repeatedly carrying out the appropriate action. Some language teachers in school wrongly suppose that a direct transition from knowledge to habits is possible. This is not the case. So the students with a good knowledge of grammar are sometimes incapable of applying it in speech and writing. In order to obtain from pupils the necessary automatic approach to using and building grammatical constructions, the teacher must have a clear impression of the habit forming process and the psychological nature of nature of feeling the language. The psychology of thinking in foreign language. The peculiarity of a foreign language as the object of teaching in a school is that pupils have to obtain a practical grasp of it as a means of communication. For example, they must learn to think in it. The basic defect of our present method of English language, more than they are taught knowledge about the English language, more than they are taught to think in it, as a result of which the main aim of teaching English language is often not attained. In other words, pupils are principally taught the forms of a foreign language without attention being paid to the fact that practical mastery of these forms is only possible if they are directly linked with the student's thought process. The problem of thinking in foreign language has not been fully worked out by psychologists, for which reason the technique of language teaching lags, not legs, lags, lags behind in the respect. Moreover, and on the associated principle of teaching or techniques is hampered by the incorrect views of some of our educationists and psychologists, that only a person's native language is directly linked with thought. This point of view is refuted both by experience and research. In investigating the psychology of thinking in a foreign language, we take it as a principle that language and thought are closely linked with each other. This gives rise to an interesting question, whether a person's thinking has the same character when he uses a foreign language as when he uses his own, or whatever it is somehow modified. In fact, the structure of the foreign language is more or less sharply differentiated from that of the native language in its phonetical, lexical, grammatical, and stylistic means of expression, so that this difference must also be accompanied by differences in the sphere of thought, in the sphere of thought. So we have got this particular, and the summary will be given with the new lecture, because the time is too much. It is the usual habit of the channel that we produce maximum 10 minutes of lecture according to some restrictions by YouTube, and according to some problems by the students also. So this is the lecture in particular English medium, and the same lecture is available in Urdu medium on Murshid Urdu Professor M. A. Raza. The channel handle is Mentor Urdu. So this is Mentor English, and from Mentor English, let me go now. And before going, I would like to request you that must subscribe and hit the bell icon. Let me go now and say with me: do something more for humanity, do something more for knowledge and practices. Have a good day.